EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to upstate New York and Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park. Coming up, two teams ready to square off. It's the Cleveland Browns and the Buffalo Bills. Welcome to you, Mike Tirico, along with Greg Olson. Chase McLaughlin set to get it started. And off we go from Orchard Park. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Throwing right away is Allen. They'll set up the screen to Cook. And we'll see where they spot this. Very close to a first down. He's forced out just shy of the mark.
You see so many teams wait till third down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on first down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screenplay still in the back of their head. They just have to be more creative with their route concepts, Mike. I mean, there's nobody open, nowhere to go with the ball, and quarterback's just forced to throw that one away.
An early test to start this one. 3rd and inches. They'll run the sneak, and he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
When done correctly, Mike, this is just such a high percentage call. It's kind of hard to choose another play off the call sheet. It's impossible to defend. You can know it's coming, stack the box, whatever you want to do. But most of the time, they'll just drive forward and pick up the first down.
So, from the 36, it is 1st and 10. On the ground, this is James Cook. Pickup, moving it across the 40. We'll give him 6 on that play.
Taken down at the 43-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
From the 43, it's 2nd and 3. From the gun, throw here for Allen. He is knocked down hard. Wow, they stopped him in his tracks, but he does have enough to pick up the first down.
So as the saying in the NFL, Mike, short throw, long catch, and that's exactly what they wanted to go with here. Operate in the quick game, don't stress the protection, and while he didn't get necessarily the big play, he does get enough to move the chains.
And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6.
At the 44-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and 4.
Alert! Down 80! What's up?
From the gun, it's Allen. He'll swing this one out to Cook, and they'll pick up the first down, a gain of about 4.
Offensively, landing a lot of body blows on this drive, Mike. Just the ability to steadily march the ball downfield and remain so efficient, both run and pass. As they continue to wear this defense out, they have to find a way to end this drive with points. Anything short of that would be a bit of a letdown.
And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
39-yard line. 1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Here now, 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line. Allen going to give it to Cook.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
10 of this opening drive. And here's third down. He'll try and run here with Cook. 16-yard pickup on that one. First down, Buffalo.
Anytime you're having a really good drive like this, Mike, you just hate to see it stall out on the fringe of the red area. But in this case, not only do they pick up some good yardage on the ground, they get a fresh set of downs to hopefully go in and finish this drive with a touchdown.
On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10.
Regular. Middle. What's that?
So now they'll throw it with Allen.
Initially, they do a really nice job taking away his first and second read, but what they fail to do is account for him as a runner. He ends up making something positive out of a play that initially didn't look like it had much of a chance.
What's that?
Here's a handoff to Cook. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
The big guys in the middle of the defense, Mike, the defensive tackles. So often they're asked to do the dirty work. Keep the blockers off the linebackers. Let them run around and make all the plays. But in this case, this guy's able to shed his blocker, make the stop, and keep it to no gain.
Look out!
On third down, it's Allen. He pulls it in around the 5. To the goal line and in. Touchdown, Bills. It's his 3rd touchdown catch this year. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
Makes the score Bills 7, Browns nothing. Tiger pass to take off for Buffalo.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. Now return coming from the 7. Now an opening past the 30. Inside the 40. Inside the 20. And he's going to take this all the way back. 90 yards. Touchdown, Cleveland. You talk about a response. After the offense goes down the field and gets a touchdown, the special teams unit comes back to get the 6 right back for the other side.
And I've been there, Mike. You find yourself on offense, you watch your opponent go down and get a touchdown, and you're saying amongst each other, you're saying, hey, we're going to get the ball back. Let's go get one of our own. But in this case, the return unit says, no, offense, you stay on the sideline. We got this. And they go back and get a score of their own.
So back to level after the touchdown. Time for the kickoff. He'll start at the 4. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start.
28-yard line.
To throw on 1st and 10, Allen. To the left side, and it's caught by Shakir. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. 18 yards. What a great way to start the drive. It's a 1st down.
And this is where the speed of your inside receivers are so critical. He lines up in the right slot. But, Mike, look how far he covers to where he ended up receiving that ball. You can't have all day. Those defensive linemen, they are coming after your quarterback. So the speed in the slot is critical. That's a great example why. Some defensive ends specialize in getting after the quarterback. Some defensive ends specialize in run game. This guy can really make an impact on both, as we saw here for that tackle for loss.
Fake the handoff, and now it's Allen. And he's going to somehow manage to get back to the line of scrimmage. But that's it. It'll be third down.
And we've seen this time and time again. When this guy is in a groove like he is here, I mean, he's impossible to block. I mean, the offensive line, they've got to come up with a better plan to slow him down, or he's going to completely wreck this game.
On third down, it's Josh Allen. Quick throw, taken in. He's going to be brought down very close to that line to gain. They're going to mark him just a bit short. And now it's fourth down.
Just a really good play design that time, Mike, from the offensive coordinator. They match up one of the most explosive playmakers in the NFL with a hook curl defender, and he's just not able to match up with one of the best route runners in the league.
So some early intrigue as we have reached the end of the first quarter. All even on the scoreboard. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. Here's first and 10. On first and 10, it's Cook. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up second down.
Myles Garrett. It's a gain of 7. Brings up second and 3 at the 35-yard line.
Once again, it's Cook. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
And after that negative run, I think this changes the play call now on third down. So this offensive line has to be a lot better on first and second down to gain positive yards. Stay on track, because you don't want to be in third and pass too often in today's NFL.
And he will get into the end zone. James Cook, touchdown Buffalo. That's the 5th touchdown for him of the year. What a job to finish the play with a touchdown. The catch and carry, and the carry part, Greg, that was the most impressive there.
Well, you said it, Mike. The catch was nice, but it's what can you do after the catch that really separates guys in this league. And in this case, he did plenty because it ended up in a touchdown.
Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. And that one is through the back of the end zone. It is a touchback.
Their own 35-yard line.
From the 35, it's first and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. That's caught. It's Isaiah Bond. First time these two have connected this afternoon, and it'll wind up being a first down.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick, because that ball is coming out.
He'll get this out wide. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down.
Really nice job there, Mike. I mean, he sees the blitz coming and just gets the ball out of his hands. Understand where your outlets are. It results in an easy pitch and catch and move the chains.
And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman. Sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the game to nothing.
Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
Oh, he's got a man. That's caught by Brown. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 25-yard line. That's his first reception of the ballgame, and it really comes at a good time as they get the conversion on third down. Now, faking the give. His fullback releasing, and he's going to bring it in. He's taken down just shy of the 10. 12 was nice last time, so they did it again. Another 12-yard pickup and another first down. They can still get a first down at the 1. First and 10, they go from the 11. A handoff as they try to run it here. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
Well, this play, Mike, is clearly about the job of this defensive line. Great job holding their ground, forcing these blockers to be stood up. Nowhere to go for this running back, and they hold him to no gain.
They'll stick with him again. And he's in! Touchdown, Cleveland. His second rushing touchdown of the year.
You just don't see these kind of holes too often at this NFL level, Mike, and you can see once he got the ball, the clear line to the end zone, he doesn't get touched. And an unfortunate defensive breakdown here ends up costing him 6 points.
We are all square, 14 apiece the score as this one's away. Here he is, Tyreek Hill back to return. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25.
The Bills take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
So here's a first and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. On play action, Allen to the left side, and Adams has it. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. Love to start any drive like that. 18 on the first play. And a first down. They run out of the gun. It's Cook. And he'll take this to about the 46-yard line. From his corner spot, Jamel Dean ends that play. Here's a second and 6. They'll keep it on the ground with Cook. They're going to work this down inside the 45. A gain of 11 on that one. Good for a Bills first down.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense.
Throwing now. Allen here on first down. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. First down. That's a gain of 16. This offense is humming. A first down.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the first down.
On the carry, it's Cook. Good blocking to the 15. And he will not be quite able to stretch the ball out. They're going to mark him down after that huge run all the way to the 1. It's a gain of 26, and it'll set up first and goal.
Alert! 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 Regular, 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 regular. Ground. Alert! 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 What's that?
Now Allen. That is caught by the tight end. Touchdown, Bills. That's his second touchdown of the game. He's doubled his season output. He now has 4. Greg, it's the quarterback's best friend, and you were that guy for a lot of years. The tight end in a tight area with man coverage.
Yeah, and it's really twofold, Mike, right? First and foremost, we see so many of these tight ends around the league that now have gotten to the point where one-on-one matchups, that's advantage offense. But then even in the cases they don't create great separation, Mike, it's their size, their catch radius. It's such a friendly target for the quarterback that when things get tight in the red zone, they look to the tight end.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
They'll begin here on the ground. And he'll find some way to turn this into positive yardage, struggling forward for a pickup of about 2.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
He'll look to throw. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. They might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked, and with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down.
On 3rd down, here's an option play right. The Bills going to use the first of their timeouts. They get the stoppage with just over 50 seconds to play in this first half. The Browns getting their punting team out there. Back deep, it's Tyreek Hill. That's a nice job of making things more manageable for this offense as he takes it back beyond the 25-yard line. On 1st down, it's Allen. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete, but pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up 2nd down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
On 2nd down, Allen. Forced out wide. Now he takes off. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. Now with timeout Buffalo, their second. Clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in this 2nd quarter. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Operating out of the gun, here comes Allen. Quick throw here is complete. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
A lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete.
There's certain guys, Mike, that have earned the right to make those tight window throws, and that doesn't mean that he's not going to get himself into trouble from time to time, but we've seen throughout his career his ability to make throws that other guys are either uncomfortable or unable to make is a big reason why he's kind of in a class all of his own.
Allen on 3rd down. That's hot. Left side. It's complete. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Tyler Bass on to try the field goal. And this is a long one. Officially 64-yard field goal attempt. The Browns going to use the first of their timeouts here. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the first down.
A 64-yard attempt.
That one's on target, and it is good from the other side of midfield. One of the longest field goals in NFL history.
Tyler Bass to kick off for Buffalo.
Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half gets underway. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. That is incomplete. No way to force a football in there. Good coverage. It'll bring up second down.
And this is really just more of the same that we saw in the first half. They have made it a huge struggle in the passing game. I mean, just no easy completions, no open space. Every single ball has been contested, and they've done a great job all day.
12 yards on that hookup. It's a Browns first down.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
This one batted away. It's incomplete. Good hands there in the end zone, and that'll bring up second down.
It's hard to play that ball any better than the way that defender did right there. I mean, to stay patient throughout the entire play and make sure that not only are you in prime position to make it, but that once the ball is there, attack it, knock it down, and save a touchdown.
Room to run inside the 40. And he will go all the way. Touchdown, Browns. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. McLaughlin, good on the extra point. And the Browns cut the lead to 3, 24-21. Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll kick this one away. This one taken at the 7. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Inside the 30. And he's going to take this all the way back. 91 yards. Touchdown, Buffalo. And hold on to that football, young man. That's a keeper. His first NFL touchdown. Greg, it is a beautiful thing to watch. 11 come together. We always focus on the return man, but the entire special teams unit paves the way for that score.
And all week, Mike, when you talk to this group, the coaches thought they had an advantage in the return game, and I think we can see why. They felt their scheme and their blockers was a great matchup against this kickoff unit, and in this case, it's very easy to see why.
The Browns take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. His throw on first down is going to be incomplete.
think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. Sometimes he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
Get about 6 before he's taken down.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest game.
Oh, they try to go down the field with it, but it winds up incomplete.
Missed opportunities like these are a big reason why they find themselves down double digits here in the third quarter, Mike. Points on this possession could have gone a long way towards making this game competitive, but instead, poor execution, especially in the passing game, and it's another wasted drive.
And he couldn't get that one to check up. It'll keep bouncing into the end zone. It's a touchback. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Allen to throw. Throwing off his back foot, and it's taken in. And he'll try to use that size and push forward, but it will not work. They're going to get him down behind the line.
Really nice job defensively. They were all over that from the jump. Initially, I thought he was going to break away and pick up something positive, but at the end of it all, he ended up going backwards.
Allen now on 2nd down. On the move left. It's another big play in a game that's had its share. 33 yards.
And this is when it just gets very frustrating as a defense, because this is what it's been like all day. The pass rush is good, but just not quite good enough. They let him slip through, and he burns them with big yardage.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll run straight ahead with Cook. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down.
And he has been a handful to deal with throughout this entire contest, Mike. And they came into the game saying, we want to impose our will on the defense. And that's exactly what they've been able to do.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 3. Run out of the gun with Cook. And he will keep the drive moving. Gets the 1st down. Nice gain of 5.
It just seems like every time this guy touches the ball, he makes something happen. And not all of his runs are always going to be positive. He's kind of one of those guys that's going to get a 0, a 1, a 2. But it's the home run threat. It's the big plays that really tip the scales in your favor. And
oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him. Elijah Cansey getting in there to bring him down. His 1st sack of the season.
This is what you don't want to see out of your quarterback. As that pocket starts to collapse, the good ones, they can keep their eyes downfield and feel the rush. They don't need to see the rush. Here, his eyes go down. He starts moving around the pocket. Nowhere to go with the ball, and they bring him down for a sack. Back-to-back plays by this defense now, Mike, winning these early downs. They get the sack on 1st, the tackle for loss on 2nd, and now it brings up 3rd and long.
Now Allen facing 3rd and long. And he's able to take this for good yardage before sliding and hitting the deck to end the play. Tyler Bass on to try the field goal. This is going to be from 53 yards out.
53-yard attempt.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Bills will extend their lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
Showing off the big leg. Didn't want to defend the return, so this ball is going to be spotted at the 35-yard line. Right away, they'll set up to throw. He's going to air this one out. That is hard. And he will his second touchdown of the afternoon.
Well, it seems this game is kind of getting to the point, Mike, where it's defense optional. I mean, both these teams are really just having their way with their opponent. They're going up and down the field, and after this long touchdown, yes, this is great if you're a fantasy player, but it's not so great if you're a defensive coordinator.
Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll kick this one away. This one is going to sail through the end zone for a touchdown.
At their own 35-yard line.
On the ground, it's Cook to start this drive. He'll get him behind his blockers, get forward for a pickup of 3. Michigan man Mason Graham in there on the stop.
It's now second
Ball on the
and
39.
six.
Here's second down and 6.
Ready?
Looking to throw. It's Allen. The pass rush gets home, and he goes down.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. And that is incomplete.
I understand it's 3rd down and the quarterback's trying to make a play, Mike, but if you're going to make a dangerous throw on 3rd down and you're going to force the ball into tight coverage, at least do it past the sticks. Try to pick up that 1st down and maintain possession. He tries to thread the needle, ball falls incomplete, and now brings up 4th down.
And he'll get forward for a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. Here's a zone read to start the drive. And he'll be met in the backfield and dropped behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Now a handoff, running right. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up 3rd down.
It's a gain of 6, and it's 3rd down.
Back to throw. This throw right is taken in by Flower. Just his first catch. They have held him in check so far. That one gives him a 1st down. So back and forth they go as we are through 3. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports.
Ready?
1st and 10.
Go!
4th quarter begins on the ground. And he's able to push his way forward. A gain of about 2. It'll be 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Maybe a couple there. It's 3rd down.
tackle made right at midfield. It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 4.
From the 50, he'll set up to throw. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
Trailing late, they've got to go here. It's 4th down. Throwing now from the gun. Now he'll work his way out right. And that's not going to work. The defense comes up with a 4th down, 4th quarter stand, and forces a turnover on downs. They'll start on the ground with Cook. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 50-yard line.
On the handoff, this is Cook. And he'll get back to midfield, so no gain on that one.
Well, that 2nd down play call is not real fancy, but at this point, Mike, they're in a battle with the clock. How much time can they run off and try to protect this lead? But now it brings up a pretty interesting 3rd down. Can they keep the ball and finish this thing on offense, or are they going to have to punt it away and have their defense finish the game?
And he'll try to get to the marker, but he's going to wind up a yard or 2 short.
When you're willing to throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, you know what that tells me, Mike? The decision to go for it on 4th down has already been made. If you're able to pick it up with yards after the catch, great. But if not, it's a 4th and short, and you give yourself a realistic shot of converting on this 4th down.
This one has plenty of leg. And it is good. And that could be big. They now take a 2-score advantage. So after the made field goal, Bass is back out there to kick it away.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
And in motion is Brown. Back to throw here to begin the drive. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
Completion number 0. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 40-yard line.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll look to throw. Quick hitting slant there. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8.
Things certainly look a little improbable right now, Mike, but I wouldn't say impossible. I think they've got to capitalize on this possession to pick up some points. Every single possession right now is priceless. Points, possessions, and then they got to get some defensive stops.
That'll be intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
And while the defender is going to get credit for the pick, Mike, I think he needs to go up on the sideline and thank his pass rush because they forced that bad throw. That is the perfect example of when the front pass rush and the back-end coverage work together. Man, that was big-time ball.
And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
Patrick Queen on the tackle. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 36-yard line.
give it to Cook. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6. It sets up third down.
He's done a really nice job making the most of his touches. They've made it a priority. Let's use this ground game to try to wear down the defense. And right now, it's one of the main reasons why they have the lead. I don't want to take anything away from the quarterback here, Mike. He did a nice job picking up that first down. But this play is won or lost by the big guys up front. They're the ones who need to get off the snap on time, get leverage on the defender, and create the space needed for the quarterback to pick up the first down.
Alert! 180!
So now they'll throw it with Allen. And he will score again. Touchdown Buffalo. A 3-touchdown game for him. That's now 5 on the year. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
Now Bass to tack on the extra point. His kick is good. And the Bills will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter.
Browns 28. Tyler Bass to kick off for Buffalo.
Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. And that one is through the back of the end zone. It is a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Now they'll set up to throw. Plus to his right. Going up top. That's going to be incomplete. Hubbard very stout there. That's going to bring up second down.
Well, I pretty much need a touchdown on this possession, and I think if I'm the defensive coordinator, the fine line you have to find, Mike, is I know I don't want to give up a deep shot, but I also don't want to just play prevent defense and give up too much underneath. So just continue to find that balance, make them go the long way, and just bleed this clock.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning remain as we get set for first and 10. Fires quickly. It is complete on the slant. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play.
Brings up second and 2. At the 45-yard line.
They'll look to throw yet again. Looking into the middle, there's Flowers. And it'll be taken down at the 25-yard line. This is first and 10.
Here we go.
They'll drop to throw. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him. They'll come up now for second down. He'll drop to throw. That's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Christian Benford. And the Bills are going to have it just past their 25.
And that should be the final dagger in this one. I mean, barring something dramatic happening here, Mike, I just don't think there's enough time or possessions left in this game to pull off any sort of comeback.
Run with Cook, and he's able to fight through one tackle here, pick up about 3. Second down coming up.
At the 29-yard line. A 3-yard pickup brings up second and 7.
A run up the middle with Cook. And he's going to have the first down. And that will not officially end it, but for all intents and purposes, they're going to be able to run the clock down from here.
First and 10 at the
So from the
39-yard
39,
line.
they come up on first and 10.
319. What's up?
Here's a handoff to Cook. And he will be taken down. We'll see if they want to use those timeouts, but this one is about done.
8 yards.
I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for. And I think this is a nice physical gain here that they can continue to build off of as the game unfolds.
So the Bills Mafia goes home happy. It's a win for Buffalo. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did. And that was the difference in this one. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olsen and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the